Welcome to the 2021 Economic Depression and Preparation Channel. Millstone. Thank you for joining me on this Sunday, October 10th, 2021 edition. Today, we just want to talk about two important things: the jobs numbers and the inflation that continues to rise here. As you can see, September jobs creation comes up short with just a gain of 194,000 jobs created. That's not a lot of jobs compared with the estimate. It was supposed to be 500,000 jobs increase. We only got 194,000 jobs increase. But however, the unemployment rate has dropped to 4.8%. So we're under 5% unemployment officially according to the official numbers. But those jobs have been in leisure and hospitality, as you know, and some professional and business services, but mostly in retail, leisure, and hospitality. And the Dow Jones, as you can see, has kind of reached its peak here. It was at peak at 35,000 a couple months ago. Well, now it's hovering around 33,000, 34,000. And I believe that's going to be the peak for the year. And now it's going to the Ides of October. As you know, October is when the 1929 Great Depression, the Great Crash happened. And I think as well, the 2008 financial crisis began in the fall season as well. So we have to be very careful as we head into these last 2 or 3 months of this year and head into next year, because 2022 is going to be a slowdown of growth as much economists have anticipated. Nothing to fear, nothing to be too concerned about, but it is a concern. As long as we stay prayed up and help each other out, we will be fine as Americans and as other people. But it is just something to note here that the U.S. economy created jobs at a much slower than expected pace, and this is according to the media. So you know that the numbers are even more drastic or down than the revised numbers are even more down than we've previously seen here. And so we've kind of reached a flat line here, looking at this graph according to total non-farm payrolls. It's been about almost a year and 7 or 8 months, 9 months we've been in this crisis, almost 2 years, and you can see the big drop there when the crisis began in March 2020. Now we're basically flatlined here in terms of adding new jobs to this economy here. Unemployment rate, as you can see, it spiked to 14.8% back in April 2020, and now in the tail end of the pandemic, we're down to 4.8%, but we can expect a secondary spike in unemployment in the first quarter of 2022, and that's due to two things. A lot of some people have refused the vaccine mandates. As you know, some employees of hospitals and military and other agencies have refused the vaccine. So those small percentage of people may decide to retire or drop out the labor force or what have you, whatever the case may be. Or there's also going to be due to the jobs limiting the hours. The people that do have jobs may not be getting a straight 40 hours a week, maybe 30 hours or less. And that's going to continue to have a weak jobs total. Now, wages did increase sharply, but so did inflation increase sharply, ladies and gentlemen. And that's the problem. You can have all of these things rising at the same time in a recessionary economy heading to a depression. You can have wages rising, prices rising, food, utilities rising, commodities rising, but that doesn't mean that things are getting better. It's just a sign of the times that supplies are getting short. So now a college degree is now a matter of life or death, says Nobel Prize winner, excuse me. Uh, During this pandemic, suicides have declined, but drug overdoses have risen rapidly. Well, we've seen that in both times, in good times and bad times. We've seen both of that be the case in a lot of the majority of the big cities, and now the mid-sized and small cities are experiencing that. But a college degree is essential for this new economy that we're heading into, this new cashless social credit economy. Technocratic economy, as some have called it. You will need a college degree. It just won't be in the traditional subjects. Even STEM subjects on this side of the world is going to be pared down. On the Western Hemisphere, it's going to be pared down to more robotic automation. Less people involvement. And so, if you are going to school, make sure you're going to school for something like computer programming, computer science, engineering, something to do with math and science. If you can't get into that, there will be soft skills available as well, public speaking, motivational speaking, stuff like that. Some of the other skills, of course, healthcare will always be in demand in some capacity. You may be making less money, of course, or having less benefits reduced. I know a lot of people have turned to travel nursing or travel other agencies like respiratory therapy or physical therapy or different things like that. That's still good. That's still going to be a viable option. And also, you look into side hustles on the internet, but the internet will be curtailed in the future. I believe that the internet's real estate right now was open, but starting to be taken over by the big monopolies that we all know of, Google, Yahoo, Facebook, etc., Apple, and they're going to curtail the internet into a more censored form than what we have right now, and that's coming too. So just be prepared for that in 2022, summer 2022. But just going back to this thing here, college degrees does not necessarily guarantee a high salary or a high job, but it does guarantee you that you get your foot in the door for a chance for an interview and a chance for a attempt for a decent wage above minimum wage. And so that's what we're thankful for. And it's true that college graduates do make more than high school diplomas for the most part. Now, the Dow Jones future today is at an inflection point. This is from the Investor Business Daily. What to do now? And that inflection point is that it's reached a peak this year, and the blue chip stocks like Microsoft, Nvidia, Alphabet, Google, they're all around their 50-day moving averages, and so they've reached a peak today. So they're going to be seeing what's going to be happening with that, along with Tesla, Google, and Microsoft. The futures open at 6 p.m. today on Sunday. We're going to see if it's up or down. Tell me what you think about this. Do you think Dow Jones has reached a peak of 35,000 back in the day, a couple months ago, or do you think it continues to 40,000 before the whole system crashes? How much longer do you think the system can continue to pump money into the system, and cause this inflation to increase and cause everything to increase before it reaches a breaking point on Main Street, not just Wall Street? So we're going to continue to see that. Let me know what you think. Take some time out this week to reflect, to prepare. And one thing I noticed too is that people have been reporting to me that there's been some empty shelves at some of these stores, maybe these big box stores like Costco, Sam's, BJ's, Kroger's, Save-A-Lot, Aldi's. They're reporting some shortages of items. I don't know if that's true or not. I did see a little bit of facing when the grocery stores face the front, just the reports up front. I did see some empty spots. Let me know what you're seeing out in the field where you're at, whether you're in the South or in the Midwest or the West or the Northeast. Let me know what you're seeing out there on the streets. And the shortages will continue to get worse. Like I said, the shortages are here to stay through 2023, and the Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell has mentioned that as well, and that's why we have this inflation. So let me know what you think, guys. Have a blessed weekend. I'll talk to you very soon. Thank you very much.